Hey everyone, me Kevin here. Boy, oh boy, welcome to the February 4th close that occurs in 28 minutes. We've got a lot to talk about. We've got to talk about what the HE double hockey sticks is happening at GameStop. We got to talk about what's happening at Cost and AMC. And what about Clover Health? And what about Express and Qualcomm getting beat up? We've got some big losers today. We've also got to talk about which headsets am I going to be wearing today? And we can also talk about what options there might be for actually winning and making some money, especially before the bell here. So let's talk about all of this. And we've also got Peloton earnings coming out right after the bell. Peloton is one of my larger positions, and so we'll talk about that as well. Obviously, we'll answer and talk questions. So let's go ahead and talk GameStop and AMC. All right, so here we go, folks. We've got some pain on the candlesticks right now. We've got some serious pain. We are down 38%. And remember, this is the crazy thing. Like, we can see a stock go up 100% in one trading session, right? But that gets evaporated so quickly because let's say we go from 50 to 100. Okay, great. So we go from 50 to 100. That's 100% gain, right? It's a double. But then we lose 30%. We go to 70. Then we lose 30% again, take 21 off that, we're at 49. So 30% losses in a row puts us lower than a double, right? So this 38%, this is big. When we think about it in that context, it's like, holy crap, that is really, really big. It doesn't help that we sold off like 67% on Monday. We sold off like 30% on Tuesday. Wednesday was flat. I think we ended up like up 0.5% or something like that, maybe a couple percent. But this is bad. We literally sold off throughout the trading day. Now, going into after hours, we actually pushed up. There was some enthusiasm in after hours, especially when after hours actually opened up at 4 a.m. Eastern. We saw a rush of people buying the dip. People bought the dip at $89. But anyone who bought the dip, trading immediately at the after hours start time, which is this spike you see right here, which if you want to trade that as well, you can do that with Webull. Go to metkevin.com/Webull. They give you some free stocks when you sign up, as long as you fund your account and deposit $100. So you can trade at 1 a.m. California time, 4 a.m. Eastern if you want to. But there's also a risk that comes with that. And that is the risk that, look, you get a lot of retail buyers who stay up or wake up early at that time, go in and buy. We get this gradual push up, 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 up. And then actually before the bell even opened, we had a little bit of a reconciliation here, sort of a pullback or consolidation. Here I am thinking about stimulus reconciliation. But as soon as the bell opened today, look at the sell vol. I mean, look at the volume here that ended up being a net sell. This is big. That's 1.2 million shares at the opening bell. Ding, 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 boom. Sell, 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 sell. This thing went straight down. And unfortunately, it didn't stop. We continued getting sell, sell, sell volume. Yeah, we had some moments here of 500,000 volume. That's a negative. Here we've got 350,000 in volume to go to the positive. But the entire day has been a sell-off of the GameStop and AMC rally. And it is not, again, just GameStop. It's everything. It's everything right now. And this is possibly, a lot of what we've seen kind of coming together, where now we're starting to realize, like, damn, we don't have the media, we don't have the spotlight anymore. We're effed. Without the media spotlight, without peak media, or at least growing media, we don't have to sit at the peak all the time. In fact, we don't want to sit at the media at the peak. We want to grow. But without that, we get screwed, right? I mean, the amount of users we've grown at WallStreetBets on like Thursday or Friday was at a rate of 1 million to 2 million a day. Yesterday, we ended the day with 8.4 million subscribers to WallStreetBets. This is WallStreetBets today. Yesterday, we ended at 8.4. Today, we're already, we're at pretty much a closing bell here. Folks, 8.5. We added 100,000 users in, 16 hours or whatever, which, don't get me wrong, like, that's great growth, but it's not, it's nowhere near the growth we saw last week. Last week is starting to look like, when we look at this, a month from now, it's going to look like last week was the short squeeze. Last week was the capitulation by the Melvin and the others. We saw short interest decline, and that's it. last week was the squeeze, which remember, the short interest is a lagging indicator. Let's go ahead and jump into the Bloomberg terminal here, and let's figure out what's going on. What can we do to see is short interest stable? What's S3 partner saying? Is it stable? Is it going down? And look, I try my best to stay in tune with what everybody else is talking about regarding this. I see a lot of folks talking about short interest, and they're not using current data. They're using stuff from the January 15th update of the short interest that says, oh, well, the short interest should be 121%. It should be 115%. We gotta be careful. Data matters on Wall Street. And if short interest data only comes out twice a month, I think the next one is February 9th, then you're reliant on these companies doing short interest estimates, right? And that has been bad. The estimates have been declining over time. It's a disaster. It's a complete disaster. So you have pictures of green drops. Yeah, let's hear it. Let's see it. Go post them in Discord. All right. Let's go ahead and pull this up. Let's figure out what's going on, because it's a rough sell-off. Now, I will say, I want to quickly just touch on while the Bloomberg terminal loads here. Let's go ahead and pull open what we've got here in positive action. So this morning, I sent out a shout out to, and I mentioned that I'd probably do this, but I mentioned to all course members that exactly at the opening bell, I was going to execute some call options for Peloton. And so I did put about 50K on call options for Peloton. A lot of people say, they wonder, Kevin, does that mean you sold something else? No, I didn't sell anything else. It just means I'm going into margin. But no, if I sell something, I will say it. Still got my GameStop. That's obviously, that's about a $13,000 position in my portfolio. Relative to these other call options like Tesla and Amazon and Google, which have been doing overall very, very well. And Peloton now, obviously a very, very small fraction, but it's still there. It's still painful on GameStop. But on Peloton, I bought a $50,000 option. I bought the $200 calls. And what's interesting is those calls, had you bought them this morning, and if you were a swing trader, you would have had a return today of 14.4% by buying the swing. Now, it makes me a little bit nervous because I feel like a lot of this excitement is going into earnings. And since we're seeing such a run up into earnings, we could potentially see a little bit of a disappoint at earnings. We'll see. In this live stream, we will talk about Peloton earnings as well when they come out after the bell. So we'll see what the heck's going on there. I personally think with the new product, the treadmill, and hopefully some catch up in manufacturing and fewer commission costs, my hope and website analytics showing them going to the moon, my expectation is we should see some positivity here in earnings, but Wall Street has a funny way of having these crazy high estimates. So we'll see what happens. We do also have the old headphones for sale on eBay for charity purposes. Go to metkevin.com/headphones and you'll see those, because yesterday we did the unboxing for the new headphones. eBay also surprised on earnings. Look at this, Etsy. Over the last live streams that I've been doing over this last week, since Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I frequently said, folks, Etsy is going to go back over 200. Buy this at 180. Buy it, buy it, buy it. Here it is. It's at 220. Etsy, Wayfair, Pinterest. You got to own these companies. These are companies you have to own. I also bought some Pinterest call options today. Not as much. I think I put 39K into those. Let me see what Enphase is doing. Enphase has been kind of sitting up on a little bit of a pedestal, and so they've been struggling to get back to 200, but they were a buy at 179 as well. I like them under 200 still. Once they get over 200, they get a little expensive. GameStop continuing its sell-off into the close here. We're going to pull up Bloomberg in just a moment here, but take a look at this. GameStop now down 41%. If we could find it here. There we go. 41%. We are selling off into the close, folks. You got to ask yourself, remember, if you are holding on to options, I mean, at this point, if your options are down like 95%, I mean, some of them, it almost doesn't make sense to trade out of them, because if you get an upside move, maybe that'll help. But there are a lot of options that are expiring tomorrow, and they're going to expire worthless tomorrow, like the really, really short ones, right? There's going to be a big expiration tomorrow, and a lot of money is going to evaporate tomorrow. It's terrible. It's unfortunate. And honestly, puts are down too. Like puts on GameStop are down too, because it seems like a lot of money was going into puts, and the pricing on those was ridiculous. AMC, we're not seeing that sell-off into the close yet, but we might. So we'll see what happens. Let's go jump on over now to the Bloomberg. Let's go to apps, and let's see if we've got any update on the short interest from S3 Partners. Actually, I think I'm still on the free trial. But I would totally pay for this service. So shout out to not only the Bloomberg terminal, but to S3 partners here for, oh, it literally just expired. I'll buy it. I said I would buy it, so I'm going to buy it. So this is $675 a month. Okay, I'm not even reading this, which is probably bad, but okay, thank you for your purchase of Black app. Please visit my apps. Okay, let's click on it. You got to do my part. You know, if you're taking data from S3 partners, it's okay to pay them. It's okay to pay for data, especially in the stock market. It is okay to pay for the Bloomberg terminal. It's expensive, but it's okay to pay for that. So let's get this to load. One thing, if I had a critique for S3 partners, it's make your app load faster, because the time it takes for it to pop up, it's like, it doesn't seem like it's that intense of an app. It's not like I'm pulling up Rust here. You know, I got to load the monuments in. All right, GME, here we go. What's it going to be? What's it going to be? Flatter down, short interest. Let's go. Let's see it. I'm nervous. Let's see. If it goes up, maybe we're going to have a chance at a bounce again, right? Can I buy your headphones with Doge? Puts are so overpriced right now on GameStop. It honestly, like, the price can go down and your put value goes down right now. It's ridiculous. Okay, so right now we're a little frozen here on the GME, so we're gonna wait for this to load and catch up. Let's go look at the sticks again while that freezes a little bit. See, so it says that, like, for example, these puts right here are up 57%, but I'm pretty sure, like, they're actually down from what was paid for them. Let me see. GME. Okay, yeah. So what based on, like, the put option right here is up 57%, but based on what I was able to pay for them, I'm up $3. Yeah. So like the disparity, the price disparity on these is so bad right now. It's ridiculous. So buy the dip and lower your position, Kevo. I've lowered my position from 244 to 128. It'll be coming down further with more BP tomorrow. I'm actually, well, it depends how early you bought your puts, Pluck, right? It totally depends on how early you bought them. You know, for you to be up 75% of your puts, you probably would have had to buy them. Maybe you would have gotten in at Monday last week. You would have been good. Probably the week before would have been better. So it's not for everybody. Application is experiencing tech difficulties. I don't want to hear that garbage. Let's try it again. There we go. There's no tech difficulties. What are you talking about? There we go. So not good. Not good. The short interest is remaining at, it dropped again a little bit. We're going to break 40 or 50% here on short interest for GME. AMC went up a little bit yesterday. Let's see what we got now. Yeah, actually, it still trended up a little bit here to 15.71%. So it seems like people are still seeing an opportunity to make a profit in puts on AMC. Give me some more tickers here. IDEX? Sure. A Facebook comment here, IDEX. Yeah, I'm actually streaming this here on Twitch at Meet Kevin. I actually have the at Meet Kevin Twitch. And we're also on, I think we might also be on Twitter at Real Meet Kevin and Facebook at Meet Kevin. So the only one that's real apparently is, hey, Martin on Facebook, what's up? The only one that's real Meet Kevin is Twitter. Okay, so this short interest has kind of been bouncing down since about the 20th of January here, down to about 10.7%. Happy to look at other tickers here as well. We are on Twitter as well. What's up, Cody? What's a shout out to those of you on Twitch? Yep, on YouTube as well. I'm actually using this app here. I don't even know what this is called. You know, I'll figure this out and I'll put this into a description link or whatever, so you can get a discount when you sign up if you want to. Okay, so GameStop recovering a little bit here, recovering a bit into the close. We got 14 minutes to go to the close. I mean, I think a lot of buy the dip is happening here, but this is a pretty painful dip. Let's go ahead and look at peak media, right? This is a big deal. We need media attention. We need good media attention. Not, you know, the stocks are plummeting. Let's look really quick. Okay. Let's get a little preview here. I think I could just go to FT. So, the New York Times, let's see where we show up on the New York Times. So New York Times, there it is. GameStop, AMC, and other meme stocks tumble. GameStop shares down 35%, testing the will of small investors. Janet Yellen will meet with regulators as scrutiny of meme stock grows. Meme stocks. Okay, let's see if we have an update yet on their meeting. I'm curious of that. If my entire position in GameStop went to zero, I'd be okay with it. A 24-year-old law student from San Diego and WallStreetBets user. Janet Yellen is set to meet Thursday, so they haven't met yet. They're probably going to meet after the market. Usually they meet after market close. Janet Yellen will meet. Can we get a timestamp here? And I know you all still got to wait and see what headphone I'm wearing here. We'll do that as soon as we jump on over to CNBC or Bloomberg TV or something like that. We'll grab Bloomberg TV really quick as well. So that's not good news there on the New York Times front page. A lot of COVID relief talks. Just posted a stim video as well if you're curious on an update. GameStop mania drives scrutiny of payments to online brokers. Ooh, that could be a Robinhood hit right here. Let's see if Robinhood's in. Oh, yeah. Robinhood's right here. Payment for order flow revenue in 2020 by broker. Either way, it's big money. Last year, brokerages just such as Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, and E-Trade collected nearly $2.6 billion in payments for stock and option orders. Okay. Filings by JPM Securities. The biggest sources of payments were electronic trading firms such as Citadel Securities, Susquehanna International, and Virtu Financial. I don't know why the Wall Street Journal is letterboxing like this. I thought that was a 10-year-old problem where like you open a web page, it's like, such firms make money by selling shares for slightly more than what they're willing to buy them for and pocketing the price difference. They're willing to pay for payment from they are willing to pay for order flow from online brokers because they're less likely to lose money trading against individual investors. In other words, they're screwing the individual investors with payment for order flow. A simmering debate over payment for order flow boiled over last week as some brokerages restricted trading. Trading firms like Citadel Securities denied being behind the curbs, which in fact were promoted by brokers' need for additional collateral. Still, criticism of payment for order flow has grown since then. All right, let's see what else we have. Payment for order flow is legalized bribery that incentivizes brokers to violate rules. Ooh, that's a quote right there. That is a quote. Let's take a screenshot of that. Public.com, a startup that offers investing app that competes with Robinhood, said Monday they would no longer accept payment for order flow. It has become abundantly clear that staying true to our mission requires that incentives align more closely with those of our community. Ooh. By the way, we will be interviewing on this channel. We will have the first ever YouTube interview with the CEO of Robinhood at 4:20 today. I really wanted the interview to begin at 4:20:69, but that would have technically been 4:21. So we opted for 4:20. All right. Let's see what else we got here. So, lot of criticism here. A lot of criticism on media. Let's go ahead and look at Google Trends. GameStop stock. Let's pull this up here. What do we got? Right. GameStop stock. Yes, this does work. Thank you, Demati, for your comment. 4:20. That's right. Yeah. If you're going to do an interview, at least got to have some say in the timing. No, there's, maybe it was luck. I don't know. So GameStop stock. Let's go last 30 days here. Okay, look at this. We actually have a little bit of a bounce. This is good. So a little bit of an inflection point here. We really had a low over the weekend. An increase here in search trends as the market opened up again. This makes sense that really you would see Sunday and Monday be at lows and then a bounce up in search trends. But it's not like enough, right? This isn't good enough. We need this to go up, 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 up. And without an up, 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 I don't know. Let's do Robinhood, for example, in the trends. Same thing, peak media was the 29th. A little bit of an increase again here. But let's look at AMC stock. AMC stock. Oh, wow. AMC actually a far superior bounce here. We're at a relative, this was kind of like an RSI, relative strength index of hitting 51 on Monday relative to its high on the 28th. We're very interesting. Let's get Bloomberg TV up. While we get Bloomberg TV up, let's see if we've got any headlines on the Financial Times. Another great paper I subscribe to. Don't actually see us on the front here. Oh, no, here we go. GameStop trading frenzy. Echoes of 2005 boom and bust in Chinese shares. Not exactly what we want to hear. We're going to be at the bell in 8 minutes, so we'll pull up the bell here shortly. Yeah, 420 will be interesting. There are a lot of people, by the way, that are asking to basically like, bully Vlad and go hardcore against the CEO. Look, in some sense, we got to remember that if people are going to come on a podcast with me, however short or long it is, there's a limit to what we can. We can't bully podcast guests, right? Then I'm never going to get podcast guests on again. We got to, have an open dialogue, a fair dialogue, and see what kind of conversation we can get, and then we can draw our own conclusions. That's going to be the goal of the interview later. So, all right, what happens when millions of individuals suddenly decide to dabble in a frothy stock market? I want to hear what happened in China. China found itself in a similar position. This is going to foreshadow a little bit of the GameStop here, potentially, at least according to the Financial Times. China found itself in a similar position in 2015 when an army of novice investors flooded into stocks, fueled by cheap credit and cheered on by the central government. Beijing wanted its people to share in the country's economic growth, give its companies access to new sources of capital, and take some heat out of the property market. There was a neat structural agreement, too, worthy of any sell-side analyst. The doors to China's long-guarded capital markets were finally opening. So what happened? Let's get to the point here. In many ways, it works. Chinese stocks roared, shaking off years of underperformance and bringing valuations more in line with other emerging markets. A long pipeline of IPOs filled up, and new economy stocks, healthcare, technology, consumer goods funds flowed in. People got rich very quickly. But soon came the mania. Individual companies began seeing sudden bursts, sometimes sparked by something as small as adding the word fintech to a company's name. Billionaires emerged from nowhere in the space of the afternoon, with hundreds of obscure small stocks rising to nosebleed valuations. So wow. This is the 2015 kind of crash here. And we really haven't regained those 2015 levels since 2021 here is what they're showing in China. Wow. Grannies lined up to bet their pensions on the trading floor, while their children and grandchildren took up mortgages to up their bids. Whew. Wow. China's experience is a reminder. When the herd is unleashed, it's difficult to control. It moves fast and in numbers. Professionals can dismiss it as dumb money, but retail punters can simply overwhelm. In the end, the only regulatory tool that eventually worked was a squeeze on finance provided by brokers for investors to buy stocks. After multiple crackdowns, this began to starve the market of new money. Ooh, that's actually similar to what's happening here, basically like potentially restricting trading or also restricting margin, requiring larger margin balances. Yikes. Very interesting. Let's see if they make any kind of connections here. Okay, here. Like those seen recently in companies such as GameStop and BlackBerry were a feature of the Chinese rally too. They were a telling sign of how overheated the market had become. Late arrivals can often make for overeager buyers. The Reddit army's war on hedge funds may not in itself pose any serious systemic risk to the financial system. The moves have generally been confined to esoteric backwards waters. Okay, whatever. They're being all complicated again here. So they're drawing some parallels to China. Okay, and this is kind of the chart they use. All right, let's go to the sticks. See what we've got going on in the sticks here. All righty. That's back to our Bloomberg terminal here. Let's hit the sticks. We've actually got a rally here. We're down 41%, but we're seeing buy the dip here, hitting a low of $53 per share of GameStop. Is that the low of the day? Let's zoom out here. I think that's the low of the day. It is $53.43, the low of the day. We're at $54 right now. Where do we go for BlackBerry? Let's get BlackBerry up on the chart. BlackBerry, where are you? BlackBerry's up 1% today, actually gaining throughout the day as GameStop has been losing. Winners into the close. Let's go. Archimoto again pushing to new highs here, along with Microvision. FUV is the ticker symbol from Archimoto. A lot of enthusiasm going into Archimoto over the last few days. If we go to the day's trading window, this stock is going parabolic, absolutely insane growth over here at a 3-wheel electric vehicle manufacturer. Absolutely incredible. CCIV actually up 3%, back to $30 after a little bit of a 7 to 8% sell-off yesterday. We've got Workhorse up again, breaking the $40 threshold. This fell as low as $30 very recently. Let's see if we can find out where. Fell to as low as $23 on the 22nd. and it really went up from there, basically almost doubling now from its lows just 2 weeks ago. Real incredible volatility. This sort of reiterates that back to the SPAC movement that we're seeing. Look at this Microvision. Microvision being up 10% yesterday, up 10%, 11% again today. Canoe, another EV manufacturer that has been suffering some pretty low lows here, up 14% today, possibly trying to follow Arcimoto up. So we've got a lot of attention on CCAV, Canoe, Workhorse, Microvision, Arcimoto. A lot of these electric vehicle SPACs pushing now to the demise of GameStop. It's almost like money is flowing out of the GameStop trade and the AMC trade and into these SPACs again. Maybe potentially is that where sort of the crowd is going, so to speak. Is that going to send up for a bubble at the other stocks as well? Who knows? We'll see. Apple nears deal with Hyundai and Kia on potential car. That's interesting. To make Apple car. Let's listen to this and reveal the headphones at the same time. These are the day one headphones. All right, let's listen in.
Buy off Apple today. S&P's up 1%, heading for record close. 2 minutes left in the trading day. Mike, what are you seeing in the market internals?
They're pretty strong, pretty much in tune with how the indexes are performing, up almost 1% on the S&P. You see about 2.5 to 1 up versus down.
A lot of comments here about buying the dip and forcing the squeeze. Keep in mind, short interest substantially down now, down to 50%. We might break into the 40s here soon. So we don't have that same frothiness of 140% short as we've previously had.
Market's basically positioning for a heating up of the economy, right or wrong. That's absolutely what's been happening. This reflation trade is back in motion. The volatility index really getting crushed again today. So this has been a real rapid decline from like 37 earlier last week when we were kind of selling off down into the low 20s again. So we'll see if we base here because it's
very true. I mean, we've seen a lot of this movement, this first of all collapse of a lot of tech stocks last week to really the skyrocketing throughout this week. Cannabis actually selling off a little bit again today. We've got cannabis down about 4 to 5% today. That follows gains throughout this week. We've had 8, 9, 10% gains at some of the cannabis stocks here. Qualcomm down 9% after earnings, not such great earnings. We had an earnings miss on Qualcomm. Doesn't help that Apple plans to manufacture their own chips for 5G as well. The current iPhone 12 uses Qualcomm chips. Look at this push on Qualcomm going into the close. Big push on Qualcomm here into the close. Big candlestick. Let's see what's happening over at GameStop. Ooh, still selling off into the close here, and we should be at the close now. Yeah, here we go.
Everything else is up. Bitcoin's up. The dollar's up. Oil's up 1.2%. At the close, record highs for the S&P up 1.1%. The NASDAQ up 1.2%. The Russell up nearly 2%. The Dow itself up 1.1%, Sarah, but not a record close.
Yeah. We're going to get earnings now. We are on deck for Peloton earnings now, which CNBC, of course, is going to be covering right away. So we'll listen to this. We'll see as soon as we get PTON earnings. We're going to pay attention to that. We do have options in Pinterest and Peloton. Really excited to see what happens here. Dive into those slide decks, update our theses here. Look at this EXBI and after hours moving up. A little volatile there. Okay, GameStop moving up in after hours slightly after a 42.9% decline here. Fastly up about 2.8%. Look at the big push of shares here into Fastly, up at 111. We added positions to Fastly after its big sell-off down to about 75. Up on that, Gilead Scientists, Remdesivir here. Twilio actually selling off here right into the close, but still up 2% for the days, 0.5%, of gains and after hours. Let's pay specific attention here, and we do have earnings coming up here momentarily. Let's see. Okay, no, not yet. We're still waiting for those. Let's go pull up Peloton's chart here really quick, and we'll also look at GameStop. PTON, we are flat. We are up 7% on the day for Peloton. Really big movement here on Peloton. I'm going to take a quick peek to see how my option ended up on Peloton today. Let's do an options update. Actually, you know what? I'll just go ahead and pull up the chart itself so you can see it. Let's see here. Okay. That's not ideal. Oh, Kevin. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll figure this out. Oh, there it is. Okay, good. I need my remote. Okay, let's look at some of my options here on my Webull account. So it looks like I have some shares here in Peloton that are down. These are not. This is a small portion of my portfolio. Most of my Peloton shares are at Chase. I'm actually down 4K on those shares, but I'm actually up $5.8 thousand on the option that I bought this morning on Peloton. My Pinterest shares and options are both up. The option's up about $1,000. Google option up really well, about 13 grand, and the AMC option is, the Amazon option is down. Obviously, the Peloton is down to probably a max loss here of around $13,000 for GameStop, with the calls on Tesla up $25,000. Actually, a little bit lower here, a little bit of a low, given that we have had Tesla sell down a little bit. Oh, I'm seeing a big negative candlestick here after hours on Peloton, so we might actually see some gains evaporate here on Peloton pretty quickly. We'll see what's happening on Peloton. Peloton, keep in mind, I did buy a 2023 option with the belief that if we have a sell-off after the close, which is entirely possible because it just went up 7%. I wouldn't be surprised if we give up that 7%. If we give up more than 7%, I'd be a little bit disappointed. It's going to rob all of those gains there, but might be a long-term buying opportunity depending on what happens here. Keep in mind, a lot of money right now moving over to recovery, the airlines and so on. So we'll see what happens there. The airlines, the retail. So wouldn't be shocking to see a substantial sell-off. It's entirely possible. Right now, we are down 5% in after hours on Peloton. So we'll see what happens here. Let's listen into what CNBC is reporting.
Path of least resistance stories. I do think it won't take very much of a march higher and some of the speculative stuff just for us to start talking again. Is the market getting ahead of itself? But we're not there yet, just with a marginal new high today of really just like less than 1% over the prior high.
Steph, do you like seeing yields rise as they have done over the last 3 or 4 sessions?
I do, especially since I'm overweight financials. So we are seeing a nice steeper yield curve this week. I mean, the bond market,
Peloton,
the 10-year actually has gained.
Peloton doubled their EPS. Come on.
That's a pretty big move. And as a result, you're seeing financials and kind of value do fairly well.
All right, talk about Peloton. Let's go.
Because we
I'm going to pull it up
last week. We're regrossing this week, and we're focusing on fundamentals. And to Mike's point, we got some pretty decent economic data. Still need to improve in a lot of.
Cut her off.
But especially on manufacturing, ISMs, new orders, especially in factory orders, especially in initial claims, headed in the right direction. And that's what I think that the market is actually focusing on. And that's what the bond market is focusing on, in addition to we're getting more stimulus. Biden is holding firm on the 1,400 stimulus checks, but he's willing to compromise elsewhere. But we're going to get more stimulus. That's a positive. And then we had 2 Fed governors today, Bostic and Evans, talk about how I think they were so dovish. It's like monetary policy pedal to the metal for a very, very long time. All those things are very good for risk assets.
We'll see if jobs can add
Peloton
tomorrow. Gilead earnings just out. Let's get to Meg Terrell with those numbers. Meg.
Okay. We'll listen to this.
Hey, Sarah, it was a beat for Gilead in the fourth quarter on both earnings and revenue. Earnings coming in 4 cents ahead of estimates at $2.19 on an adjusted basis. Revenue, $7.42 billion, beating the average estimate of $7.33 billion. That was driven largely by a beat for
Peloton down about 4% here in after hours. We got a little bit of a rise again. Very, very, very volatile here afterwards. Look at these big candlesticks here. Still waiting to see, it looks like win beat as well. Okay, yeah, that's good. GameStop down even more. Look at this. We're down to 52 here on GameStop. GoPro, a lot of volatility here. We'll see what's happening here. Peloton reporting down. We've got GameStop again pushing down. We'll see how that settles. Pushing up right now. Pinterest, yes. Okay, yes. I want to see what happened with Pinterest. Pinterest going up. Oh, come on. How many times in the live streams over the last days have I been saying Pinterest is a stock you have to own? This is good. This is good. We'll see what happens. Okay, let's talk Peloton now.
Estimates of 1.03 billion. Now, connected fitness subscribers increased 134% year over year. Digital subscriptions up 472%. What about the problems they've been having on fulfilling orders? Well, CEO John Foley said in the release, we will be incrementally investing over $100 million in air freight and expedited ocean freight over the next 6 months in order to improve our order to delivery windows. While this investment will dampen our near-term profitability, improving our member experience is our first priority. That may be what's hitting gross margins now, forecast to be 35% in Q3 versus estimates of 41%, and also lower than Q's Q2's 39.
That's actually good news. This is good news. Wall Street is being the pansy Wall Street it can be sometimes. That's actually good news. I mean, what we're seeing is like, look, this is like a Tesla earnings here. When Tesla says, hey, we're going to have a short-term setback to provide updates to our vehicles or to be able to produce our Cybertruck, it's a good thing. It's an investment in the future. A fall in the stock price here with a confirmation of earnings, it's a good thing. Of course, margin is very important, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. But I want to dive into the slide deck. I'll listen to the earnings call as well and figure out exactly what's going on here.
For a little while right now, but shipping costs and production delays has been mostly the story right now, which, you know, if you're going to have a problem, might be the better one to have. But the stock obviously can't quite absorb it fully.
Mark, isn't the question on this stock, Peloton, and some of the other stocks that have been pandemic winners, major beneficiaries, what happens when we come out of the pandemics, when the gym...
The good news is here, if you bought options at the open, you're actually still up because we ran up about 8% before. We ran up 7% at the close. We're down about 5.4% right now. So you're still up. That's good news. So we're not down on Peloton. Obviously, it's, margin, big thing Wall Street pays attention to. We'll see what answers we get in the earnings call later today. More importantly, we've got a sell-off also happening at Unity here, a substantial sell-off. We'll have to figure out what the heck is going on at Unity. Unity is not a stock that I own, but it is a stock that I'm interested in. So we'll see if there's an opportunity to get in on Unity with this kind of sell-off here. Now, let's go ahead and jump on over and look at the gainers in after hours, folks. Look, this is, I love this, 11% on Pinterest. Yes. Pinterest, a phenomenal company, good position in Pinterest. Pinterest is here to stay. Super excited to see what we hear here. Looks like Ford is rising now as well. Let's see Ford.
That's in the company's outlook, which is that the chip shortage that's hitting the entire industry, which is bringing out F-Series production tomorrow, it's going to cause the company to lose 10 to 20% of its production in the first quarter. It will also potentially could lead to full year earnings being down from $1 to $2.5 billion prior to what they were expecting. So it could have a $1 to $2.5 billion impact. Why is the stock moving higher? Given those cautionary tones, it's what Ford is saying about electric vehicles. It's doubling its electric vehicle investment, now planning to invest $22 billion in electric vehicles and in the development of those electric vehicles through 2025. It is also planning to invest $7 billion in autonomous vehicles. Guys, we've talked about this for some time. It's not necessarily what you did for me last quarter. In the auto business right now, it's what are you committing to electric and autonomous vehicles, and Ford making a big statement, committing $29 billion to electric and autonomous vehicles. Guys, the conference call starts at 5 o'clock. We'll be on it. We'll hear what Jim Farley has to say. Back to you.
Phil, so these announcements are clearly slowly but surely having an effect to the upside.
This is true, by the way. You have a lot in really the electric vehicle space, a lot of attention moving towards these legacy automakers saying, hey, we're gonna go gung-ho here on EVs, and that's really helping push these stocks. A little bit of volatility here as Pinterest earnings get digested. We'll pull those up as well. I have not seen the Peloton page get updated yet. Of course, Bloomberg will report these sooner. So I should pull up here we go. Let's talk Pinterest.
Competitive when it comes to electric vehicles. And that is exactly what Ford investors want.
No, I just see him there at the bottom. Let's listen in.
Moving higher.
Wow, Pinterest smoked. Yes.
But if you're an investor in Ford, you want to see them making this commitment right now.
Phil Abode, thanks so much for that. Ford moving up a couple of percent. Pinterest moving up by, 10% in after-hours trade. Julia Boston's got the numbers.
Well, Pinterest beating expectations across the board. Earnings of 43 cents per share. That's 11 cents better than projected. Revenue coming in at $706 million. That's beating expectations of $645.5 million. Monthly active users, that's their key user metric, also beating expectations, coming in at 459 million. The expectation was for less than 450 million. Guidance also better than anticipated. The company is saying that revenue will grow in the low 70% range year over year in the first quarter. Analysts have been projecting revenue growth of about 56% in the first quarter. They point out two key things here. In the fourth quarter, there was a 50% increase in the number of boards created globally. That's how people use the platform. And they also say that shopping ad revenue grew faster than the overall business. They saw a 6 times increase in the number of businesses that use the shopping ads format in the fourth quarter. They say there's continued momentum. Well, if you see that stock is now up about 8%. Back over to you.
Julia, thanks very much for that. Sorry, Sarah.
I was just going to say, Wilfred, that 76% revenue growth. We talk a lot about Etsy, but look at some of these other names like eBay with its results out last night. The stock rocketed higher today.
And keep in mind too, a lot of Pinterest results. Oh my gosh, we got to buy some more Etsy, folks. We got buy more Etsy. When's Etsy reporting? Etsy stock. Etsy earnings. I think it's in like 3 weeks. Etsy. So anybody have a date? This is big. Oh, yeah, it's on the 24th. Okay, look, listen. If Pinterest is way up, then and Pinterest links a ton of their crap to Etsy, then that's also a potential indicator for Etsy. This is really, 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 really good. These are great. I love these companies too. Pinterest, Etsy, love them. $84 for Pinterest. It's a little expensive now, but with the growth we're seeing here, if you're not in it, you got to be in it. Etsy, you got to be in it. What do we got? What are they talking about now?
Driven company beating expectations, earnings coming in at 9 cents per share versus 7 cents per share. Estimated revenues, $911 million in the quarter versus the $857 million estimated. I just want to take a look at the user growth number, 265 million daily active users, also beating expectations by 9 million. Revenue guidance for the first quarter, the company is saying they see between 720 and 740 million above analyst consensus. The company's guidance on the bottom line does seem to be forecast less than expected on a key profitability metric, but that does seem to be tied to the company's investment in Spotlight. It's very new program just launched in November to pay for user-generated content. They are paying about $1 million.
Yeah, I'm going to back down here. Snap is not one that I invest in, but let's jump on over here. And it's a bummer to see it go down 6.5%. Let's jump on over here. Look at this, okay? This is interesting, and I saw this from one of y'all comments here. So, move the comment. Oh, sorry. Okay, yeah. Is it blocking something over there? Hold on. Let's do that. There you go. So, yeah, Unity was down a lot too. I saw that. But take a look at this. So here's a company that is, there's going to be a merger here. Look at this. Branson-backed SPAC to basically take 23andMe public. I have done 23andMe, and I'll tell you the technology at 23andMe keeps pushing. This is interesting. 23andMe, a blank check firm backed by Richard Branson, is taking the DNA testing firm 23andMe public in a deal that values the merged entity at $3.5 billion. So, well, it's going to be close to like $6 billion now because the stock is substantially up after this announcement. We'll receive proceeds of $759 million from the deal. Okay, good. Let's see here. Virgin Galactic went public with Chamath. Yep, we know that. A SPAC, we know what that is. This is interesting. I'm very fascinated about the 23andMe SPAC. So 23andMe investor relations. Let's see here. Usually we'll be able to find a slide deck here. Here we go. This is one that I really want to look at. I like the look of this so far. 23andMe, really good, and they keep improving their data too. Oh, I like how they're comparing themselves to Regeneron in terms of revenue purposes. I mean, they're such a different company, but this will be fascinating. This is basically a company that becomes more powerful the more users do DNA tests. And there's so much of a potential to see more people doing these DNA tests in Europe, the Middle East, and China. And that's really going to make people's DNA sequences more accurate here in the United States. So this will be a fun slide deck, I think, to go through and break down. But this is a company I would be interested in potentially throwing some money at this. It did run up through the day, so I'm a little bit late on this one because the announcement came out in after hours, it looks like. Yeah, it came out in after hours, and the stock jumped once it was announced. Yeah, let's see, it came out at 7 a.m. Eastern time, so right before the market opened. Had almost an instant jump up to about $15 a share. A little bit of volatility during the day, but you probably bought it about 15 a share. So realistically, buying this SPAC right now at 17.10, you'd be paying about a premium of what most people were probably able to get it for, of about 14%. That's not bad. It's not an EV SPAC though, so you got to be careful on this one. Not being an EV SPAC, I don't know how much like sex appeal this is going to have in terms of stocks. And sometimes that can be a problem for a SPAC because you could get a nice sell-off once the merger happens. So I would keep an eye on this one. This is I wouldn't say I'm ready to plow into this one. I'll have to work on valuation on this, but it is one that that I'm excited to look into. So then we've got, so we'll keep an eye on this one. We've got a GME, GameStop down about 1.8% here. Very excited about Pinterest. Where's Peloton? Peloton giving up its gains for the day, but that's okay. We bought in before the day's run up. So we're still up on that. GoPro selling down here. Nice, actually a solid sell-off here in GoPro. Let's see. Okay, Go EV selling off a little bit, 1% in after hours. We're up 14% though on the day. A lot of excitement for the electric vehicle space. And this is the thing with the SPACs too, you gotta be careful of. Let's see how CCIV is doing. If it's an EV SPAC, it seems to do well. If it's an anything else SPAC, which is one of the things that makes me a little more nervous about 23andMe, sometimes you get some serious resistance. Although 23andMe, phenomenal company, would love to be an owner in it. I would gladly put them into my pie of biotech stocks. CCIV up 2.49% here with a little bit of a sell-off in the after hours of about 0.75%. Holding stable, though, after some rumors that potentially Chamath might try to steal this SPAC from CCIV, which would be very, very bad for CCIV. But I don't know that there has been any direct correlation between those rumors. Peloton surviving a little bit here. Looks like we've got a buy the dip movement happening over here with Peloton. That is definitely good. We've got, let's see here, Booking Holdings down a little bit, Peloton down. GameStop, where are we on GameStop here? 1.15%, still down a bit. Let's see what Bloomberg is reporting in articles bases. Let's jump on over. Let's see what we've got in commentary too. Can't afford 220 in Etsy. Yeah, you know, I would definitely recommend you get into fractional shares if you haven't yet. 23andMe, definitely a stock you like. Agree with you, but yeah, get into fractional shares if you have not yet. Clove, you think might be a buying opportunity. I will say, sometimes after you get a short seller report, like from Hindenburg, like what we saw at Clove, you do sometimes see an opportunity to buy the dip on these. We're pretty flat in the after hours, but oftentimes, I mean, 12%, if this thing fell like 30%, maybe that might be a little bit more of a push to buy the dip. 10%, 12%, we'll see how it recovers from that. Apple's official EV announcement, I think you're years away from Apple doing an electric vehicle. I really think you're sitting somewhere at 2027 to actually see an Apple EV. We'll see. Let's see here. IPO comments for Robinhood. I don't think there's going to be any opportunity, and I see you've asked the question here multiple times. You got to stop. It's not a question that I'm going to ask because it's not a question they can comment on. Other questions we've got here, just bought a bunch of Unity. Let's see, a bunch of Unity. I see this ACG. See, I don't know anything about that one. I'm not going to pull that one up. Give your opinion on Romeo. Don't know anything about that one. Yeah, do me a favor, stop asking the same questions if you can here. But let's focus here on what we've got going on again on the sticks. 7.9% after hours on pins. Kind of a little bit of a selling off there, some maybe profit taking there. Unity, real sell off here. Unity, I wonder if Unity could be a buy the dip here. Let's just zoom out a little bit. Unity's been straight up and flat here with a sell off to about 132 in after hours. We're really going to about mid-November pricing. So we'll see what happens here. Let's tune in to the T-Mobile CEO. By the way, I've not seen GameStop coverage in a while here. I do also want to pull up WallStreetBets. Let's go there in a moment.
It's through having the highest capacity, highest quality network and attracting customers who want that.
So the analysts do agree that you've got the momentum on 5G among the big three coming into this year. My question, Mike, is how that presents a different opportunity for you. You know, Verizon has always been the one that can claim the best service, and that's been a huge...
Honestly, I hate cell services. I hate it. I appreciate Sarah asking these questions, but the cell services, Maybe I'm just too frustrated about my sell services. Like this post if you're still holding. I'm not signed in, otherwise I would press like. When your GME position drops 70%, but the share is at 69. Yeah. Let's see if we can get the deep effing value update here. He was up to $42 million at one point, folks. $42 million. I don't think anybody would have blamed him for taking some profits. GME YOLO update. This was yesterday's. This was yesterday's YOLO update. We're really looking for today's YOLO update. So let's go to top now. See if we can get, if anybody can link today's update too, let me know. Feel free to try to link it here in the comments, but we want to see the YOLO update from Deep F and Value. Is he still in? Last deep F and Value post was that he's not doing daily posts. Really? Really? That's interesting. Did he sell then? Is he out? Did he take his 3 mil and run, or 7 mil or whatever it is? It's possible. Who has the Deep F and Value? Let's try to do user Deep F and Value. So search here. That would be very interesting. Deep value. Let's see here. User. Okay. So this was 1 day ago. Oh, heads up. Gonna back off the daily updates for now. I don't know, man. That could be a sell signal right there. You know, what? I don't think the SEC, I see the comment here. SEC, you know, maybe telling him, I don't know that I believe that. You know, who's to say? Yeah, that's my thinking is this is a sell. This is a sell, man. He's out. You know, what probably happened this morning. So look, he held at the close, right? So he was up 7 mil with a value of 22 mil, folks, okay? Today, he's at, what was the opening today? Let's go to the GME opening today, okay? Let's try to reverse engineer this. GME open. GME. He probably put his order in right at the open is my guess. That's what I would do. Like if you're going to GTFO and stop doing daily updates, you're like, that's it, I'm out of here. Right? Okay, so he actually had a higher open. Oh, he had a good opening. Oh, he had an opening pretty flat, folks. Pretty flat opening here. That's an opening. He probably got executed, maybe down 2% or something like that. That's really good. So if Deep F and Value sold, maybe he gave up that $250,000 from yesterday. But folks, he still walked away, turning 50 grand into 22 mil. And he's out. Hats off, man. He's done. You know, that's retirement. Let's go buy a house in Minnesota. You know, buy a ranch and retire. You're done. You're done. Congratulations, man. Yeah. So I do not believe that the SEC would tell him to stop posting updates. Maybe he retained an attorney. They're like, dude, sell everything and shut the F up and disappear. You know, because if he came out and he said, I'm selling, that could potentially move markets, right? So maybe blink twice if the SEC is forcing you to back down publicly. Of course, there's going to be an investigation, but and I'm sure he's retained attorneys. And I don't think the SEC would tell him to back down. I think his attorneys would tell him, dude, take your profits. Your life has changed. You won the lottery. Back out gracefully. Just say you're not doing the updates anymore. Nobody's going to be mad at you because there's a chance you're still diamond handing, even though we can pretty much say he's not. And he's out. Yep. That's the way the story crumbles. It's unfortunate, but that makes sense. You know? Yeah. What is this? GME Fund insider reporting. What is this? Mainstream media being paid to lure normies to sell their positions. I mean, I disagree with that. You know, like I get it, but then again, I've said, and in fairness, and this isn't. I'm just trying to be transparent here. I've been saying since last Wednesday, be careful. Like, it's okay to take some profits, right? Nobody's going to be mad at you for taking some profits. Doesn't mean you have to be a sellout and sell completely out, but this is something regularly you can go back through the live stream archive we've said. But I don't know. It's like, I'm not paid to say that. I know this is easy to say, right? It's easy to say it's the mainstream media getting paid to tell people to sell. I don't know. You know, if I saw some evidence of that, you know, obviously that'd be nice. And I believe that stuff happens. Don't get me wrong. I'm not fully doubting that. I'm just partially looking at the other side of the coin there too. For background, I used to work in one of the major finance companies, not on finance, but with machine learning, time series prediction. I've had a lot of meetings with people and people talk. Yep. I can't give away too much info because it would cost me my job, but deep SHIT is going on with the charts. This is in 100 years, this event will be spoken of. Wow. First off, not all hedge funds shorted GME. This is important because of what's about to happen. Some fund managers are actually selling to the a-holes of their wives and firstborn sons to banks to get loans. What? I'm speaking of exorbitant amounts. What's he getting at here? This is a little bit complicated to digest. In the end, they will all backstab each other. That's not uncommon. Can't say much. Okay, let's get to the bottom line. But few funds already gave their CEOs and managers some quite a fat bonuses. Yeah, I mean, this stuff happens. So you're telling me to hold? Yeah, a little bit of a complicated post here. There's no doubting the fact that shady stuff goes on at hedge funds, but there's also a level of looking at this saying, hey, you know, of course, if you're running a fund, you're going to have meetings with your staff and you're going to go, hey, how can we make money off the stuff that's going on? That's not necessarily illegal. You got to keep an eye on that, though. WallStreetBets, it's a privilege holding with you. Wait. Let's pull this up. This is a good one. Oh, gosh. Oh, no. Hold on. Let's get the volume on this. Oh, man. Oh, no. I don't hear it. Kevin, you have to turn the volume on for people to be able to hear this. It is on. Is there no volume? It says there's volume. Maybe there's no volume. We'll just listen to it without volume then. Yes, it should be connected. Panic seller, GME holders, and WallStreetBets. It's been a privilege holding with you. Oh, no. Oh, man. Jeez. That is rough. Wynn Resorts down in after hours despite their beat. Okay, let's hop on over to the sticks, see what's happening in the after hours here, and then we'll tune into CNBC here. Let's see what's going on. Pins only up 5% now. If Pins ends up selling off after hours, I would buy more of this. I mean, we just got big validation in this earnings here. Pins is a company to hold. Hold Pins for the next decade. Pins, Etsy, these are decade holders. So what else do we have here? Not a lot of big gains in the after hours here. Pins really the only one. PTON 6%, giving up most of its 7% gain today. Possibly all of it here. It's going to be flat tomorrow, relative. So Wynn giving up a little bit. Relatively flat market, though. Not a lot of moving. Let's look at what Tesla did today. Tesla today, down about 849. Those recalls definitely not helping, losing about 0.5% in the day. Another 1 to 0.2% afterwards. Let's go ahead and listen to what CNBC is complaining about here. Let's listen in.
For more on Snap, let's bring in Rosenblatt Securities senior analyst Mark Skatovich. He has a buy rating and a $50 price target on the stock market. Looks like a beat. Bottom, top line, user growth was good.
Yeah, I don't know that we really care about Snap, though. I want to go back to WallStreetBets here. Let's stick on WallStreetBets because this is actually more interesting, and it's related to what the topic at hand, right? Morale is 100% back. We got lost there for a bit. This is 5 hours ago. 2 days to be precise. I got lost there for a bit, but I'm reading and I can feel the winds shifting on the air. Our morale is back. Don't you feel it too? No, I don't. I really don't. Deep effing paper hand value. Oh my God. No, I don't. I don't feel the morale coming back. I see a lot of people losing their pants and people pissed off, and now deep effing value, the leader of this movement, is not posting updates anymore. Bull crap. You can't post an update because the SEC is looking into your posts. It's his attorney saying sell and don't talk anymore. I know how the attorneys work because I've dealt with that many times. There's this wonderful YouTuber Grant Cardone, who decided to sue me over the beautiful videos that I make about his fund. I get it. I get how bullcrap the whole situation can be. Melvy got overzealous. Wait, like Melvin Capital? Now calling him Melvy, like they're a child? They thought their boomer tactics would be successful in the face of our moves. His cronies are coming out from their caves to try to break our spirit. The news is pretending this is old news. We've been called many different things. It's not working. You're beautiful apes. It's not working. What is this, like we're not effing leaving? Dipped down to 74 and I didn't even flinch. They're going to hit us with everything they have before the next updated short interest report. Dude, bro, I want to agree with you. I want to say you're right. I want to go, let's go. But I'm not blind to the fact that, yeah, the next short interest reports, the next update reports on February 9th, but I'm also not blind to the fact that the current updates are saying we're flat. We're not going up. Run the app. I just paid $675 for this. Run the app again. It's not what we want to hear, but it's what's happening. Yeah, I'm sure Mr. Deep Effing Value will be testifying in front of Congress. Honestly, I mean, that's kind of cool. You know, I don't think he did anything wrong. And that's all he has to do. All he has, in my opinion, if I were Deep Effing Value's attorney, well, first of all, I would probably give the same advice that I think he has been given. If I were his attorney, okay? I'm not saying this as a YouTuber here, but if I were Deep Effing Value's attorney, as, you know, I might say, look, shut the F up, take this life-changing money, pay off all the debt your family has, buy a house for every family member you have, find as many write-offs as you can between now and the end of the year so you limit your tax implications. You're going to be giving up $11 million in taxes. Let's try to get that down to $7 or $8 million by finding some write-offs. Let's get you into some real estate and you know, find some write-offs. Let's see what we can do. And just go dark for right now. In the meantime, you're going to end up testifying in front of Congress, and you're going to end up being, you know, called as a witness in potential lawsuits. Your job is to say, look, I posted my opinion. My opinion has been posted on YouTube since 2019. I had continued my opinion. At no point was this a pump and dump. At no point did I provide anything other than my opinion. And the rules of a pump and dump say in order for something to be a pump and dump, I have to provide false information. Nothing I provided I believed was false. I never conspired with anybody to buy at a certain time and then sell at a certain point. I simply posted my portfolio as a transparent factor on WallStreetBets. What that did to other people, I have no freaking idea. It's also not my problem. But because I didn't conspire with other people to sell on a certain date, I acted as an individual, providing my opinion on things that were clearly my opinion, not fraud. There's no way I can be held accountable for anything other than creating a movement of you know, realizing that, or making society realize that the retail investor has power. And if the SEC wants to regulate something, they should go look at where the real problem lay. And that's what the bullcrap they pulled off on Robinhood. You know, the issues that they created for Robinhood with the rules and formulas that exist, maybe that's what you should be investigating. SEC, maybe you should get off your butt and, you know, speed up the regulation of getting blockchain clearing. But don't talk to me as Deep Effing Value and say that I should be under investigation. That's a bunch of bullcrap. That's exactly, well, word for word, what I would do. And this isn't legal advice because I'm not an attorney. I'm some dude on YouTube who is wearing bright blue headphones and a hoodie. But that's what I would do. You know, that would be my expectation. Like if my attorney came to me and I'm Deep Effing Value, my attorney came to me and said, Kevin, this is what you're doing. I'm like, dude, you read my mind. Let's go. So he sold. There's no reason to stop. Look, if he was still holding, it would benefit his case to continue posting updates because it would go counter against the whole pump and dump possible argument, right? Still holding the bag. 95% this guy has sold out. He made his money. He's out. He got 22 freaking mil, man. 22 mil. Sure, he was up at 47. You can't think about the 47. You got to think about the 50 you just turned into 22 mils. Like, if you just crop a video of your life and you're like, dude, you just went from 50 to 22. Want to sell out? Oh, yeah, that's nice. Let's do it. You can't think about the past. 47, big deal. Big deal. All right. So, that's, and look, that's a big effing issue. That's a big effing issue. It wouldn't surprise me if that's why we saw the sellout in GME today. I want to see the movement come back. I want this to come back. I'm fearful that it's not. We're going to go on to something else. WallStreetBets is going to be really confused. WallStreetBets is going to say, all right, boys and girls, the next move is 9 p.m. tonight. We're pumping up Dogecoin. That's the next move. And then some other jerk's going to post a thing going, no, it's not Dogecoin. The next move is I don't know, Canoe, the EV, or CCIV. And then WallStreetBets are going to be like, oh, do we go there or do we go there? And then what's going to happen is people split. People go into totally different directions. That's probable. And it's unfortunate, Sticks after hours aren't doing anything special. Pretty much we're now negative on my option on Peloton. Fine, whatever. I'm down 1% on the Peloton play. That's fine. I'm well up on pins though, so that's going to offset that. Down 1% on the Peloton play, up about 8% on the Pinterest play. That's good. I like that. Both great companies. Both companies I'm not bashful about holding long term. If anything, I want to double down on my positions on Pinterest and Etsy. Etsy for sure. Etsy did run up a little bit. We bought some more positions there in Etsy. But folks, I don't know if the market's going to realize it because the market might not be using Pinterest. But this is a big move coming for Etsy. So pay attention to that. Etsy and after hours actually down. Stupid. This is the market being, this is the suits going, oh, Pinterest is up. Okay, let's buy Pinterest. What does Pinterest do? Oh, ads. Right. Okay. Yeah. All right. Does anybody use the app? No, but it's up. Average user growth up. Okay, good. That's about the extent of what I think is going on with the suits on Wall Street. I think smart suits will be looking at these Pinterest earnings going, hot damn, we just had 20% larger user growth at Pinterest than we expected. Those people are clicking on stuff on Pinterest because you don't use Pinterest not clicking on stuff. That means you could potentially see at least a 20% growth just coming from Pinterest going to Etsy. Money, folks. That's money. You gotta be careful with IPOE. I see the comment here. Thank you for that. You gotta be careful with that. No. Bruce, you're right. DeepFuckingValue has been posting about this since like 2019. And then that to me, I think plays right into his defense. This is not a short-term pump and dump. This has been a long bull thesis for him. And he was right and he deserves to take his profit. Congratulations. Hats off to the guy. Can't fault the guy at all. Cannot fault him at all. Market is never really down. It's simply allowing people like me to buy at a better deal. I agree with you. I just want caution you. Really? Let's see. Somebody's saying that there's an article on MarketWatch saying that DeepFuckingValue is maybe a securities broker. I don't think that really changes anything. It depends how you advertise what potential product you're pitching. But look, our Kathy Wood is a registered, broker, or at least her firm is. They post their trades every day. What's the difference between that and DeepFuckingValue? Nothing. No, DeepFuckingValue, that guy is going unscathed, rich lottery winner. Congratulations, man. You won the game of life. You're done. Good job. Okay, next. The question was, is this a buying opportunity? Oh, Doge is moving. It's at a half a coin here. Oh wow, it is moving up. We're not at all-time highs. All-time highs we got up to like the 70s and 80s there. But yeah, we're getting a push again on the Dogecoin. Is this a buying opportunity? Be careful. Just be careful. GME, I think it's entirely possible that look, if GameStop settles at 30 stable, that's still 3x where it was, right? 3 to 6x where it was. It wouldn't surprise me if we see a stabilization around 30. My total guess, I think the fundamentals easily support 30. They could support 45. I don't know that, when I look at the research, that the market's confidence is going to value GameStop's shift to virtual at much higher than that. Maybe. But that's what, if I were looking as a GameStop as a long run play, that's what I'd be thinking of. And again, for us to get a move up on GameStop again, get this thing back up over 100, you need media. You need media to do it. Hate on the media, but you need the media. That's a big pusher. Let's go back to Wall Street Bets here. Is it time to buy Etsy or is it too late? You know, Etsy is something you could look. You might see Etsy go back under 200 at some point in the future. Etsy to me is a $300-400 stock, hands down. Wayfair, buy that thing as well. Throw your money at these companies. You've got less risk than you do at the airlines and the restaurants and this crap. Throw your money at these. Well, problem with Peloton, folks, keep this in mind. The problem with Peloton is you have a lot of COVID traders in it. And when the COVID traders get out, that thing could sell down, right? You don't, you've got COVID traders in Etsy and Wayfair as well, but not as much, in my opinion. Peloton's like a hands down, that's a COVID trader move. But you can, in my opinion, comfortably put money into Etsy, Wayfair, and this isn't investing advice, right? This is my opinion. This is totally my opinion. If you lose money, it's your problem. Again, you're listening to a dude who sits here with a hoodie and rambles. So take it for what it's worth. Those are just moves that I am making. Okay, so let's see. What's Wayfair doing? Let's look at Wayfair really quick. Wayfair's flat in the after hours, 3% on the day. Interesting. Okay, so Tesla or Etsy, Peloton, Wayfair, all of them. All of them. Absolutely. Why not trade after hours? Lack of volume is going to give you some issues. Hey, at least you have new headphones. That's true. I'm going to be cycling the headphones. We'll see. Which headphones should I wear for the interview with Robinhood? Should I wear these? Or should I put on the gray jacket and go gray on gray? That's another option. We can also use the boobs or the originals. See, we got the replacement. So we got the boobs, we got the grays, we got the blues, we got the originals, new originals, and then we got the boobs. Okay, these are the boobs. The boob headphones. All right. So let's see here. Okay. All right. Let's do a look quickly at the Bloomberg terminal. I want to see what Bloomberg is saying about GameStop here. Yeah, let's see here. Let's go to really interested in this 23andMe move as well. So we're got to keep an eye on that one. Keep an eye on the 23andMe. Kevin wearing a Viking headdress. Yeah. Let's see. DeepFuckingValue was a certified financial analyst for Mass Mutual, but he didn't tell about outside company trading. Really? Let's look into this. That's interesting. Market watch, deep value. What would you say? Mass Mutual, certified financial analyst. Where do you see this? Worked in marketing. Well, that's different. Oh, no, he is a certified financial analyst. 34 years old, worked in marketing at CFA. He joined in 2019, which is roughly the same time he started talking about GME. Let's see. Quit his... Oh, he actually recently quit to focus on GameStop. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Disclosure requirements. Let's see what kind of requirements they have here. Standard disclosure of conflicts. Independent. Well, he's not really, I think the question is going to come down to, is he providing advice for people or not, right? Recommendations, conflict. I think this is going to be a little too boring for us to kind of scroll through here. Best practices is to avoid conflicts or appearance of conflict of interest when possible. Yeah. So protects investors and employers by requiring members and candidates fully disclose to clients, potential clients, and employers all actual potential conflicts of interest. I mean, yeah, there could be a slap on the wrist issue here if he didn't properly disclose, but I don't think he would get convicted of like fraud for pumping GME. I think his pump was legit. Let's see here. I'm very skeptical of bio-related things, so it's hard for me. Why not invest in IPOD or IPOF? I don't know. I'm really trying to be SPAC light right now, and it's hard for me to say that because I've got about $1 million in SPACs. I just have a hard time continuing to push money in those. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Oh yeah. Yep. Okay. Let's look at the sticks. Oh, we were gonna look at Bloomberg news here really quick. Bloomberg, let's get in the GME here. Well, you don't have to be an insider to be convicted of a pump and dump fraud. You could be an outsider, publish false information, and be convicted of fraud for pump and dump. Absolutely. You do not have to be an insider. So I just want to clarify that. Where do you feel AMC can go? I think AMC is a $4 stock. And that's not an insult. That is, I think it's a $4 stock that should work its way up to $6. That's my thought. Okay. Let's look at GME in here. Let's see if we can get GME company news. So I want to see media attention here, right? All right, GME individual news. Let's see what we got. We do not have a guarantee that DeepFuckingValue sold, but in this video, we talk about my thesis on what his attorneys probably told him. You could scroll back and see that. I don't want to repeat myself for the sake of all those of you who are so nice and watching the entire stream. All right, let's see if we can get an update on short interest too. So stock accelerates slide. Let me pull. Let's pull this in the launch, but no, I don't think I can. I want to see short. Let's see if I search these things together. Can you bet on silver? Sure. Yellen. Understand deeply the GameStop frenzy. No, not short selling. Let's get this out of here. I wish I could rank this. Oh, let's rank this by top. There we go. This will rank this a little better. Okay, so this is from today. Nokia, the poster who pushed GameStop will testify. Ooh, man, I'd be nervous because he's gonna get railed on by Congress. Like Congress is gonna rail on him. It would be smart. One sec. Okay. It would be smart if they sided with them and didn't rail them too hard. Dogecoin futures skyrocket after what did Elon do now? After Tesla COO writes this in his Twitter bio. No, he didn't. Don't tell me he updated his bio again. What did he put? What did he say? Wait. Yeah, because he announced a break from Twitter. What did he do? Elon, what are you doing? Elon Musk. I wouldn't say anything. Well, you are compelled to testify. You can't basically shut up. Oh, he removed Bitcoin from his bio. Sandstorm is a masterpiece. Definitely agree with that. I am become meme. Destroyer of shorts. Yeah, I like that. Next time we'll try the pull-up method. Oh my god. Loki. No highs, no lows, only Doge. There you go. Dogecoin is the people's crypto. This guy's the meme man. It's hilarious. Oh my god. Like 3 or 4 tweets on Doge here. After he said he was going to take a break. So that's what we're seeing here. Oh, Elon. It's hilarious. WallStreetBets founder sells life story to movie producer. Dude, no. Dude, the WallStreetBets founder is like the disgraced dude of WallStreetBets. This guy, Jamie Rogan's guy or whatever. He's like, dude, they should be getting the mods from WallStreetBets on here. They should be selling the rights to WallStreetBets, to make a movie about it. Not this guy. Man, this guy's getting rich off that story. Whatever. Robinhood is now facing 30 lawsuits. Yep. Let's see. GameStop advances. Yeah, GameStop advanced pre-market. See, right at open, man. Right at open. DeepFuckingValue. Guaranteed, man. I mean, not guaranteed, but like my guess, total uneducated guess, but based on what we talked about, 90% chance that guy's out. No, I'm trying to, let's see. No big up to the stream. Morning Bell with Jim Cramer. Stock drops 11%, shed 76% since Jan 27th record. GameStop falls 22%. GameStop falls 42%. Lowest close in weeks. Yeah, no, nothing that we didn't really already know over here. What is this? Robinhood being cast as a villain. No-fee broker has continued to lead industry downloads, defying expectations that a user exodus would follow. Really? Robinhood Markets will make a bid to capitalize even more on the day trading mania this Sunday when it'll run a Super Bowl ad and tells potential customers, you don't need to become an investor, you were born one. Ooh. The app was downloaded more than 600,000 times last Friday alone. Yeah, interesting. Oh, look at that. Look at these. Yeah, but wait a minute. Last Friday was the last day they were doing the promotion, the get 4 free stocks promotion. We'll see if Vlad wants to continue that. We'll see. Yeah, this is very interesting though. Webull, a Chinese competitor to Robinhood, initially rose up the ranks, earning the 2nd spot on the most downloaded apps. Fascinating. All right, let's do another look at the sticks here. Going back to the sticks, Doge, Doogie, Dogcoin. Did you see the drama about the WallStreetBets mods having been removed? Oh, I'll have to check that. I don't like hearing that. So pump and dump involves false information or misleading information, but there wasn't any of that. Just information about screening the shorts. He's clear. That's my take. Exactly. That's exactly what I believe. Probably going to post every other day. Yeah. Okay. For Elon, you're talking about. Yeah, maybe. So in after hours, Pinterest stable at 7% up. We did well on that option, up 7% at least on that option. Actually still up on the Peloton option, being that in after hours now we're down 5%. We had 7% on the day. So we're still up about 1.5% on the Peloton option. So still a good move. Still proud of the Peloton. Again, focus, folks. Etsy, and Enphase. Etsy, Enphase, Tesla. You got to have these in your portfolio. Not financial advice. Apple down at stable at 137, couple percent up on the day here. Pump and dump, Chad's girlfriend, not GME meme. Okay. Yeah. All right, folks. Well, there's our update for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you liked my perspectives on deep F and value, the future of what might happen, the fact that he probably sold, if you like these things, make sure to subscribe, share this, and also check out M1 Finance. Seriously, go to metkevin.com/M1, deposit $100, learn that app. It's a really good way to build a pie. I'll show you one of my favorite 3 pies right now really quick. If you're still sticking around, it's worth you seeing. You can go to metkevin.com/1339. It's another way to see that. And what you're going to see is just sort of an example of not a very diversified pie, but it'll show you how if you wanted a more concentrated pie, you could throw some money into 28% Tesla, 20% Etsy, money into Enphase, Lemonade, Peloton, Apple. I'm probably going to update this to include Pinterest after today's serious validation of my opinions of Pinterest. And so I might bump this up to a max of maybe 10 holdings. We'll maybe get Pinterest in here, take a little bit off Enphase, Etsy, Tesla, get Pinterest in here. But what's nice is when you use this app and you invest in this pie, you throw $1,000 in or $500 in, it automatically buys partial shares of all of these stocks. So that way you could sort of ride the pie without having to manually do these individual shares. Really great company. It'd be cool if we could get the CEO of M1 Finance on the channel as well. But for now, we are talking to Robinhood CEO next. So check hit the reminder for that. And folks, we'll see you